Hi everybody.
Hi.
I'm Isabella.
I'm Jacques.
And we are at a very special location right now. This is a place that I've wanted to do a video at for a very long time. And we're finally doing it today. It's kind of chilly and windy here today.
It is a little windy. It's October. Today's October 1st.
Today is the first day of October. It's exciting.
Yeah.
October is one of my favorite months, and I love the fall.
Ooh, the foliage.
The foliage. There's so much to love about fall here in New England.
It's spooky season.
It's spooky season. It's a great time of the year to live in New England.
Every time of year is a great time to live in New England.
So we are at Sleepy Hollow Cemetery right now, and we don't want to confuse you because we are not in New York. We are still in New England, in Massachusetts, and yes, there is another Sleepy Hollow Cemetery in Massachusetts, in Concord. And this Sleepy Hollow Cemetery doesn't have a Headless Horseman.
Yet.
Or a timid schoolmaster, although, you know,
I hear they're hiring though.
I do know that Washington Irving visited Massachusetts on several different occasions in his lifetime. It might just be a coincidence that we have two very beautiful and historically important and literarily important. Is literarily a word?
We're gonna say it's a word.
Important cemeteries located here in the United States. One in New England and one in New York. One thing that's wonderful about this cemetery is how it really incorporates the natural landscape. There's lots of hills, trees, plants, wildlife. This area was known by the people who lived in Concord as Sleepy Hollow before it was established as a cemetery. So it was established as a cemetery in 1855. But prior to that, for years, you see references dating back to the 1700s of this area being called Sleepy Hollow, and people would come walk here. There's references to Nathaniel Hawthorne and his wife Sophia Hawthorne coming to walk here in Sleepy Hollow before it was a cemetery. This is a special cemetery. It's very much a garden cemetery. It was built in the time when cemeteries really began to be places where people would come to just have a nice stroll, a picnic. In the 19th century, that was really popular. I would love to have a picnic here sometime.
It has these gorgeous hills with intricate graves everywhere you look. It's beautiful, especially now. You see a couple of trees changing, not too many yet, but we will get there in time. Everywhere you look, it's historic, it's beautiful, it's New England.
We are here at Author's Ridge. We are both authors.
Yeah.
I am a historian.
She's a smart one.
And we thought we'd show you around this place that we love, and we think that you'll love it too. So how about we get up off of this lovely tree stump that we've been sitting on and take everyone with us around the cemetery.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, let's go.
So we are at, right now, the grave of Ralph Waldo Emerson. Isabella picked a few flowers to leave. Someone has already left a pumpkin here, as you can see. Hopefully.
And I'm gonna leave a flower here from the edge of the woods. Our friend Emerson here is kind of known as the father of transcendentalism. So he's one of the people we can thank for environmental activism today. So let's take you on a little adventure to visit the rest of our friends here at Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. I got my bouquet. I'm all ready. So come on, let's go. We're gonna head down this way, and hopefully you get some nice cemetery views on the journey. we are coming up upon the grave of our friend Louisa, or Louisa May Alcott, as you might know her, author of Little Women. So here she is. Someone has left her a lovely little pumpkin, a little note, and some pens. It's very common for people to leave pens and pencils for the author's graves, and every single time we're here we see a new note left for Louisa. It's really sweet. I'm gonna leave a nice flower for our dear friend.
I just want to point out this letter right here. I don't know if you can read that, but it says, "Dear Louisa, I am named after you."
Aww. Dear Louisa, I am named after you. I am reading Little Woman. I am 8. I want to be like you someday. You are great. Aww. Looking around, it's astonishing because during her lifetime, Louisa wrote a poem. And the poem went, "I wish I had a quiet tomb besides a little rill, where birds and bees and butterflies would sing upon the hill." And it's mind-blowing that she wrote that, and now here standing in the spot where she's buried, that is the perfect description for the atmosphere of her gravesite. There's a little pond back here, she's up on the hill, there's wildlife all around us. It's wonderful to think about that poem here in this spot and know that she wrote those words.
Here is the grave of May Alcott, and in addition to Louisa May, May was another artist of the Alcott family. She was a painter whose work was shown in the Paris Salon, and she even trained the sculptor Daniel Chester French, the sculptor of the Lincoln Memorial. Now we're going to continue
our visit with our friends. So here we are at Nathaniel Hawthorne's grave, and I chose to wear this sweater today specifically because I have this little owl patch that I sewed onto it, and Nathaniel Hawthorne was an owl lover. I am as well. He had at his house that here in Concord, the Old Manse, a taxidermy owl that had been left there from previous residents that he was obsessed with, and his wife Sophia is not a fan of the taxidermied owl, but he named the owl Longfellow after his friend, who is not buried here at Sleepy Hollow, but was another famous New England writer of the time. So we're gonna come say hi to our dear friend Nathaniel and his wife Sophia and his daughter Una, who are all buried here, and I'm gonna leave a flower. Nathaniel Hawthorne was one of the reasons that Jacques and I met. We met working at the House of the Seven Gables in Salem, and that was Nathaniel Hawthorne's cousin's house, and he would frequently visit it, so the house is very associated with him. He also wrote the novel The House of the Seven Gables based off that house, and we credit Hawthorne as introducing us. So we're coming up to our last stop, our friend Henry David Thoreau. And here he is, the Thoreau family plot. And here's Henry's grave. It's very simple, it just says Henry on it. Very fitting for him.
Henry David Thoreau grew up in a family that made pencils. That's what his family did. People always leave pencils around here for him.
This cemetery is really special. When it was established, Emerson gave a speech about how the acorns that had fallen at his feet would one day become these big, beautiful trees. He really had this description that, looking around the cemetery today, you know that it ended up becoming exactly what he envisioned it to be.
So this is the pathway down and it's steep. And if I fall and break the camera, then you'll never see this.
There's still a lot of historical and literary significance at this cemetery. And
we wanted to show it to you guys. We wanted to show it off, to teach people and show people some of the stuff that we love about where we live and the areas around us.
And especially this year, because
there will be no trick-or-treating.
There will be no Halloween party. At least there shouldn't be any Halloween parties.
Throw a virtual party.
And we thought a video would be an excellent way to share this sort of stuff with you. So this will be the first of hopefully many videos sharing some of our favorite spots in New England with all of you. And we thought, what better first location to choose than the spot where our relationship really kicked off.
We're sitting right now on a tree stump, which is the exact tree stump that I asked Isabella to be my girlfriend almost 3 years ago. Our anniversary is third
Halloween.
Anniversary this Halloween. Yep.
Yep. So this is a special tree stump, a special spot for us, a special cemetery. We come back here every year for Halloween.
This cemetery is beautiful, and if you haven't come here, if you haven't had the opportunity or the chance to come walk this cemetery, next time you're in the area, take just a few minutes to drive in and get out of the car, walk around. It's stunning and gorgeous. Soon all of the trees will be changing color and you'll have classic New England vibes everywhere you look.